What? What?
It's the Bob Doyle Show.
Apparently, it's the Bob Doyle Show.
It's the Bob Doyle Show. It's the Bob Doyle Show.
Okay, I need to stop doing this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bob... Wow, I'm yelling. I just need to turn up my headphones a little bit. The Bob Doyle Show, which apparently it's happening right now because I can see it. So now I need to join it. And now I even hear it, so now I have to turn down the volume. You guys know how this works. Remember, it's been a really long time, hasn't it? Dawn is here, and Dawn, and Nori. Nori, now please stick around a little bit. Just hang with me, okay? And Dawn, I'm going to answer your question, although you should know the answer, but maybe not. At first I was thinking, what do you mean Dawn doesn't know the answer to that question? Why would I put a chair in my mouth? As requested in the description of this particular program, which is episode 56, called FUN-nouncements, because, I've got them. But all good things in time. Hi, Louise. Louise, are you the Louise who checked out the concert window the other day? I'm going to talk about that. It's part of my FUN-nouncements. See, I take announcements and make them fun. I forgot to put these on. I think they make me look more professional. Well, Louise, I appreciate you being there very, very much. So much so that I'm going to... Why isn't that working? Oh, I know why it's not working. You know, I had this dream. I had this vision of like, what if the show went off without a technical hitch? Oh, well. You know, here's the way the show works. Now, first of all, it's been a long time, right? I'm being very, very sporadic with these things. So it's fewer and far between. So every time I sit down, it's almost like it's a new thing, right? 2 hours before the show, I'm like, I should have done it an hour from now. Because, I can't wait. I want to go now. And then an hour, it's just like, and then it's 10 minutes. It's like, come on, 10 minutes. This is taking forever. And then at 5 minutes till, it's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I always feel rushed. I never feel ready. Now look, I know it's Friday night. It's the worst possible time to do this show if I want people to watch it. But now here you are. Fate has brought you here. And fate knows what it's doing. So don't question it. So, now I think you may know why you're here. So look, I forgot to bring my watch in here. I forgot. I don't know, Jory, I'm so glad you're here because, see, you're going to be here. I'm so glad you're here. So don't you go away. Because if you look at the comments, the very first one from Dawn at the top says, why would I put a chair in my mouth? And I thought, well, I know, she should know that, but I know who knows for sure. I know who knows for sure why you'd put a chair in your mouth when you come to the Bob Doyle Show, and that would be Jory. And I am so glad you're here. And Terry is here too. Now look, I got to take a sip of this. Now before I do, I want you to check it out. Bob, that doesn't look like any ordinary coffee. Is that a cappuccino? Well, yes it is. Oh, I see. Do you have some sort of catering service that just because you're Bob Doyle of the Bob Doyle Show and The Secret or whatever that thing was, that you can get just cappuccino delivered to you? You've got some no, it's not that. Oh, I see. So you've got one of those super expensive, super automatic machines that makes no. Well, then where did you steam? Did you get an espresso maker and you steamed it with the little thing and did you no. Shelley is here, and Lynn and Shelley and Terry all in the same room. That proves they're not the same person. So conspiracy theorists, sorry, you're going to have to come up with another one. No. I whipped that milk myself, ladies and gentlemen, with this. Probably one of the greatest gifts that Lynn Rose has ever surprised me with, although it wasn't really a surprise. She sent me a picture and said, do you want me to get this? And I said, no. Because I thought, I've seen those things. There's no way this is going to work. Because it's just basically a whisk on a motor, right? I'm thinking... That seems like one of those Sky Mall things that you'd fall for. And then you get it home and it would just splash milk everywhere and that's it. But no, ladies and gentlemen. That thing makes the most... Now, it was a work of art when I first finished it, 15 minutes ago. And then, of course, I had to resist drinking it. Can you imagine what I've been going through? Now, look, it's time for you guys to say hello and be proactive and say hello. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so here's the thing. Dawn asked. Now I have to call her out, but then, as I said, I had a second thought about this, and I'll tell you why I had the second thought in a second. But Dawn, watch your screen. This is why you bring a chair and put it in your mouth. You may recognize this woman as the featured Bob Doyle Show dancer, probably the most talked about woman on the planet since Susan Boyle, right? Actually, little known fact, this woman, Susan Boyle's great-aunt. Great-great-aunt, sorry. And Susan Boyle was being groomed to be a chair mouth dancer. Hi, Beth. But, you know, it didn't pan out. She decided to go the singing route instead. So Dawn, that's from the opening and closing of this show, starring Bob Doyle, the one for whom you work as assistant. I just had to remind you of that. No, I'm kidding. But then I was thinking, you know what, that part in her mouth, that may not even show up. It cycles through, it may not even show up anymore. But it used to, didn't it, Jory? Jory, did you go away? I specifically asked you to stay. So here's the thing about coffee. I know what you're saying. Hey, Dan. Oh no, you're right. I can't see the YouTube comments because I'm basically on Facebook, you know. But it's good to know that you were there. This is broadcast over on Facebook too, ladies and germs. So anyway, I got distracted. So it's 6 p.m. Well, it's 6:07 p.m. Pacific time. And you might be thinking, Bob, coffee, cappuccino that late at night? Look, relax. I bought a bunch of decaf just for this purpose. Just for this purpose. Just for this purpose. Broadcasting in the afternoon. Charlotte, let's just say hello to Charlotte with the picture again. Charlotte, of course, shared with us in the last episode that a friend of hers hurled the Bob Doyle Show mug across the room in anger because he was so jealous at my success. And it shattered into so many pieces that they didn't even have to sweep it up. It was just dust particles. Anyway, it's nice to have you here. 3 a.m., Charlotte, wow. Uber fan. Or insomniac. You be the judge. Speaking of insomniac, let's get back to the coffee conversation. So I buy decaf, of course, because especially recently I've been having unbelievable bad time sleeping. Beth is asking, you'll see it in a second here in the archived comments, which I don't know if you guys like that or not. I just think it's cool, but everybody tells me it's a distraction. I shouldn't do it. But you know what? Everybody says a lot of things. If I listen to everybody all the time, then what? They don't sell the Starbucks mocha at my grocery store anymore. They just stopped. Yeah, Lynn was Miss Insomniac last night, so she decided to wake me up by putting the dog on me at 4 o'clock in the morning. Woke me up, got my nose licked good. I'll leave it to you to decide whether that was Lynn or the dog. Moving right along. So I'm making my coffee for this. And, you know, I put the grinds in and I'm heating the milk. I heat the milk in the microwave. I know they don't have it anymore, Beth, so I'm having to get lesser coffees. But anyway, so right before I go to brew it, I go, oh, I didn't put the decaf in. I put the other stuff that I just bought and ground. So luckily, I caught it just in time. Unluckily, I decided, what the heck, I'm going to just drink it anyway. So I'm caffeinating at 6 o'clock. And none of you are sharing this broadcast. This could be historic. It could be, probably won't be, but it could be. One day it will be. Actually, as soon as this is done, it's historic, right? It's a part of the past. Isn't that how history works? I don't know. Don't know much about history. Don't know much biology. And then I don't know the next line. But I know there's something about like what a beautiful world this would be. And Harrison Ford played a carpenter in the film The Witness, and he danced with the leading lady whose name I cannot remember. You guys with me? Did I lose you already? Come back. You know what? You can go. You can come back. I have to do this for myself. You know, this is one of those Bob Doyle shows. It's like, if I don't do this, there's going to be problems. Science books. What? Hi, Angela. Okay, so now Jory's saying hello. I know we have a ridiculous delay today because I started this feed early, and the buffer gets really long. Like right now, what you're seeing as I watch this, what I see is going out to YouTube is me going, come on. There was that much delay. There was that much delay. And this is how I will talk for the rest of the day. Oh, science books. Thank you, Nori. See, it's good to know that my short-term memory is still alive and kicking. And Don giving Nori back up there on the lyrics thing. Okay. So all that to say, it only took me 11 minutes to say, hi, I'm drinking coffee. That's basically what got accomplished here. So it's called FUN-nouncements because, I have so many things I want to share with you. I've been a busy little bee in the background, particularly in the podcasting world. Podcasts, what are those, Bob? Oh, come on. Don't patronize me. Patronize? If you patronize me, you're coming in as a guest, right? If you patronize me, you're talking down to me. Something like that. Anyway, let's just stop the patting in general, and we'll be good. Yes, I've been very, very busy. So I was thinking about. I'm going to tell you about a few podcasts that I've done, that I've started since we've last spoken. And I'm going to invite you to check them out because, come on. I read How to Win Friends and Influence People. I think it's a lot of, come on. I think that's basically how you get things done in the world. Lisa Ambrosiak is here and called me live. Just arrived back in Atlanta. You like my glasses? Awesome. Well, they help me to see, particularly the comments. Nice to have you here, Lisa, on a Friday evening in Atlanta. It's 9:12. What's it like there? Is it humid hot yet, or is it just kind of, how is it? I'm not going to Atlanta in the summer is not one of my favorite things because I get off the plane and it's just a humidity blanket. And I am reacclimated to California, my friends, and it is much different, I can tell you. I don't know what I was slipping into there. So, man, oh man. Remember when I started the Bob Doyle Show over a year ago, and it was like going to be this big sort of breakaway from not leaving the law of attraction stuff behind, but this new foray into, maybe less law of attraction, more of that. Well, that's not how it turned out at all. The law of attraction stuff has gotten crazy. Doing live broadcasts over the law of attraction page, and hey Bill, if you haven't ever checked those, if you like the law of attraction, if you're into it, if you're interested in it, or know someone who is, I'm doing my Law of Attraction Q&As over on the Law of Attraction page. Maybe Dawn or whatever can put a link in there. 5.3 million likes. And so I do those things every now and then. So I've been doing a lot of those, and I spoke internationally and got really into being the Bob Doyle from the secret mode. And, just in general, very much still having this law of attraction conversation and of course enjoying it immensely, doing it live streaming. So I'm going to talk about a couple of things related to that. I've got so much to tell you, I just don't even know how to start. But how do I make it interesting for you? I don't know. Beth is in the group coaching. That was actually one of my FUN-nouncements that I didn't even write down. I forgot to write that down. Well, as long as we're having the law of attraction conversation, I don't want to get into a full pitch on this thing, but I am starting a group coaching program next Saturday, which Beth has already announced that she's going to be joining us for. Hooray, hurrah. In fact, hold on. She deserves more than me saying hooray, hurrah. Some love. That's right, and you too can have that love if you go to thelawofattraction.com/workwithbob. It's a good thing Dawn's here. You're going to be pinning so much of these things, Dawn, but thank you for doing this. Because otherwise, I got to go to Facebook. I got to type it in. That just looks tacky and it causes audio feedback. You know the drill. Do you know the drill? Okay. So where was I? Law of attraction. Something. All right. So here's what I want to tell you about the law of attraction. So there's few. We just launched a new podcast. That's what I'm trying to get to. Oh boy, that took a long time to say. A law of attraction Q&A podcast. Do you know what a podcast is? We talked about this. It's a pre-recorded audio program that you can subscribe to and get updated episodes as they're released right on your phone, mobile device, or computer, whatever you like to listen to podcasts on. I don't care. It can be, if your coffee mug listens to podcasts, subscribe there. It's okay. So I'm very happy to announce that the Law of Attraction podcast was launched today. There are already 2 episodes waiting for you. How do you get there, Bob? 2 ways. One, first of all, one moment. First of all, let's show you the web page for it. Ooh, you can see this in person at bobdoyleshow.com. bobdoyleshow.com. And there's welcome stuff and blah, blah, blah. We'll be fleshing this out. Honestly, we have this site because it feeds the podcast. Not many people are going to come to this site just to listen to the podcast. You'll subscribe on iTunes, which is the right thing to do. You'll feel better about yourself. But anyway, a couple of nice episodes here. And what these are the audio, basically, from the many Law of Attraction Q&As I've done here on Facebook. So it's just chock full of Law of Attraction information. And, of course, that silly, lovable Bob Doyle banter you've come to know and love. Maybe too much of it. I was listening to it today, and I thought, Bob, you really should start talking about the Law of Attraction right about now. But you know what? I do this for free because I love it. There's no boss telling me what to do. Well, Lynn sometimes tries to. I'm gonna share that with you in a minute too. And she knows I'm going to, so it's okay. So everybody just relax. All right. So that's the webpage, bobdoyleshow.com, or you can go straight to iTunes by going to bobdoyleshow.com/LOA podcast. Are you excited for me? Who's excited? Raise your hand. Say yes. Give me some likes. Do something. Bake me a cake. No, never mind. I got that handled. Anyway, this is what iTunes looks like. You'll notice that it doesn't have any ratings yet because, well, we have not received enough ratings to display an average for this podcast because it was made available literally within the hour. So what I'd love for all of you and all of you watching the replay and sharing this with your friends and family to do is to go subscribe to this pod. I think you'll like it. I have a lot of confidence in this one. I'm going to tell you about a couple of other podcasts, but I have a different level of confidence. This one, I know it delivers. Law of Attraction Q&A, lots of information there, and hopefully lots of fun as well. So please, get over there. Now then, shall we move on to the next one? Let's do it. So as you all know, I like to play the ukulele. I've got one right here, which I like to play. And when I play it on live streams, I like to turn on reverb. Anyway, so I like to play the ukulele. That's not a secret. What might be a secret is that I have a ukulele-centric podcast called Uke Noodles, and I'd forgotten that I replaced the header with this video of me playing the ukulele some years ago. When I didn't know how to smile, but I had a really nice backyard, I can tell you. Look at that. That is this ukulele. I don't know what I'm playing there. I can't remember. Anywho, again, like the other one, we've got several episodes up here. So what is Uke Noodles, Bob? Well, it's a little different than I thought it was going to be. I'll tell you what I thought it was going to be. You guys aren't very commenty. I guess I'm just mesmerizing again. I keep forgetting that I am that way. I keep forgetting that I'm so hypnotic that people just get like that. Literally, if you could look at yourself in the mirror, that's what you look like right now. So just be aware of that, like if you're in your car or something. Anyway, so Uke Noodles is basically me just sitting around with the uke. And originally I wanted it to be where I could, be playing these standards and things that I love to play so much. But then I realized there's this whole copyright thing, which is highly annoying. And I refer to it as being such many times, which I should let go of that, don't you think, from a law of attraction point of view? Sorry. I got a thing on my iPad. So what was I saying? Uke Noodles. So I can't play standards because of the copyright stuff. So now I got this whole podcast, which was all going to be about kind of the behind the scenes of me playing and practicing, sort of my philosophy. Just, if you were just interested in the uke and hearing me just noodle around and play things. I know it's very, very egocentric. It's all about just me, like anyone cares about what I do. But hey, again, it's free. Why not? Some people might enjoy it. But then I realized, okay, I can't do the copyright stuff. So instead, it's all original stuff. It's all different. But you might like it anyway. So go check that out at ukenoodles.com. And then you can also subscribe on iTunes, and that is searchable. I can't remember. I didn't get that link ready. But, it's... Jody. Jody says it's refreshing to see me be annoyed with something, because Jody was in one of the group coaching programs, and of course, when I'm being facilitator of the group coaching, I guess I minimize my obvious annoyances about things. But here, we just get to be who we are. Although I'm who I am over there. Why am I clarifying this? I don't need to clarify this. So that's that one. You're saying, Bob, that's 2 podcasts. I don't have any podcasts. You got 2 you're sitting there with. No, let's not forget the Bob Doyle Show podcast. And I'm not even talking about that right now. That's also there. You go to iTunes and you search Bob Doyle. You see I have been at work. But anyway, the next one. So am I talking about myself too much? I'm only talking about myself? Okay, I just want to clarify. The next one is I also, long before I ever played the ukulele, I was a keyboard player. I love to play, ambient, electronic. Some of you have heard my music. Some of you have access to my meditations, from my, law of attraction related meditations. All of that music is original Bob Doyle stuff. So I like to do that kind of thing. Drones is what you call them. And oddly enough, I created a podcast called Droneville 2. With Bob Doyle. That's me. What is this, Bob? Well, it's me playing a lot of ambient music. It's all improvised. So it's wandering. Sometimes there are poor choices. And other times it's I'll improvise something and then like that and then put tracks on it. It's all kinds of stuff. All kinds of different styles, all electronic, mostly ambient. Some of it gets pretty weird, folks. Don, do you like it? You can be honest. Is it weird good, or is it just kind of out there? You can say the truth. I don't care. It's okay, because I like the not ambient music, although it could be used as ambient, a healthy alternative to ambient. Some of it, until it gets kind of scary and weird. I have this particular style that I seem to go with, and sometimes where I'll start with something like really melodic, maybe even starts with a piano and a string and a pad. And then just for some random reason, it goes twisted and weird. I start playing the sound effects of traffic and sirens and weird crap, and the sounds get real dark and scary. And, and Linda's always like, why? Pretty much like when I started the Bob Doyle Show and I would do certain things. Why? Because you have to explore your dark side. Because otherwise, it just builds up. Don't even get me started on my Photoshop photography. Oi! It's out there. It's out there. You could find on my personal profile, there's a photo album called Boundless Living Challenge Photos or something. This is back from 2008 or 9 or 10. And you'll see what I'm talking about. There's a few things loose up here. But look, I can pull it together when I need to, just like we all do. All right, so that's that. Now, let's jump back real quick to Droneville 2. Subscribe. See if you like it. And let me I'll say this too. You can listen to them in order. I have made the decision to talk less and less. Before it was very chatty, and as I've done several episodes Like this last episode, I basically declared, I'm not going to talk so much. There's just no need. It should be about the music, so you can really like listen to it and get into it without me going, so that was something that had this sound, wasn't it? Okay, I haven't really said it just like that. Well, okay. Well, so you guys, you can go to my SoundCloud page. There's a lot of music there. If you like the droney stuff, I've got a ton of it up there. A lot of it. In fact, most of what's on the podcast you can find on SoundCloud. The podcast just makes it nice and easy and subscribable. You guys, you have to subscribe, and then you have to rate it. Otherwise, nobody discovers it. See, I need my core team here, the team of 12. What's going on? Oh, yeah, Friday night. Most god-awful. Diane, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, out of all of you, I've known Diane the longest. Like 17 years long. Is that crazy, Diane, or what? One day I'm going to have to do a whole little segment on my life before the law of attraction. And not the corporate job stuff, but the physique transformation world. Like how I actually got into this whole conversation, aside from what you hear about in my story. But I really don't talk that much about the fitness part of it. But that was what got me here. And Diane was a character in that part of my movie. And I'll bet you, Diane. So I used to have a site where I would interview people who went through physique transformation. Lost a lot of weight, got into great shape, and was always before and after pictures, and we did interviews. And I would ask them, how did you do this? It was called Body Changers. And if you go to the Wayback Archive, the Wayback Internet Archive, everybody know that? Just look it up. Google it. And you can go to bodychangers.com and look at it. It's not a thing anymore. It's not a URL you can go to, but you can look up those old things, and you could probably find Diane's picture in there if you look hard enough. Did I just completely ruin your day, Diane? Sorry. I'll delete all this before it goes live. Oh, wait a minute. I can't really believe it, Diane. It is crazy. But what's great about that time in my life is like there's people like Diane and there's several others, some of whom listen to the show, that I still keep in contact with and are still very special to me. And even though Diane and I haven't talked for a really long time, she knows what I'm talking about. That whole time, I'm going to have to tell you the story one day, complete with pictures. And you will know, I found some pictures from the last time I did a full-on physique transformation, going for the gold. Really trying to take amazing pictures. I just found a whole folder of those pictures, and I'm looking at it just going, wow, I worked hard. You wouldn't believe it. Show them to you. Not today. But I will if I will actually, I'll have to do a Body Changers segment. I can't, that's long overdue. Long overdue. And then we can poke around and see whose pictures are still findable. Mine are. All the audio interviews are no more. They were done in the real audio format, and that's not a thing anymore. So, anyway. All right, one last music thing. And then I want to tell you about something exciting I'm doing this week. So because I can't... Wait a minute. Yes. So because I can't sing standards and copyrighted songs on Facebook or YouTube or any of that stuff, I mean, people do it on YouTube, but if I want to do it on Facebook or any of these streaming things, I couldn't do it because of the licensing. But there is one platform that lets you do it. It's got all the licensing covered, so I can get on there and I can play whatever the heck I want. And that's called Concert Window. And my page on that looks a little something like this. Familiar? I did a little show the other night, and there's Dawn and Louise's, the aforementioned Louise, who may still be in the room, who watched it. You'll see they were the two people that watched it, because I think it was one of my typical, like today, like, hey, I'm doing this thing in a minute, or whatever. Plus, Facebook gives me no reach. No reach. There are 20-something thousand people who like this page. Do you know that when I broadcast this, when I scheduled this, do you know what my reach was? Do you know how many people saw it out of 20,000 people? Do you know how many people saw it? 195. Mark, what you killing me here? What I got to do? I'm using your platform. I love it. It's my fave. Could I please be seen by some people? Worked hard for those likes. Let's get some reach going. I didn't put any external links in my description. I'm playing by the rules. See, Louise is still here. All right. Anyway, so I'm going to start doing these regularly, these concert window thingies, because they will scratch the itch, if you will, of me being able to play the ukulele. And I can also obviously play originals. I can do whatever I want. My whole original vision for uke noodles or whatever was seriously like turn it on and just start playing or practicing or screwing around or whatever. Like no agenda, no concert, no prepared song. It's just like you're hanging with me during my ukulele time, which is this, I generally every day will sit down and spend 30, 45 minutes on the back porch or wherever and just work on stuff. Maybe take on learning a new song or whatever. I just thought, well, maybe somebody will be interested in that. I could be way off on that. And I'm not letting numbers of viewers, it's too early. It's got to become a regular thing, right? So we'll build it. We'll build it to the 2,000 or 3,000 viewers. The one little fun thing about this platform here is the word I'm circling. You can tip. You can tip. I know like right now, like you want to throw money at me right now. Right now you're going, Bob, I'm so entertained right now. This is the best Friday night ever. I wish I could throw you money, and I know. I'm sorry that there's no facility, within Facebook to do that as during part of the show, at least at this point. But over at Concert Window, you certainly can. And look, I had some fun tip rewards. Like if you tip me $2 while I'm playing, I will work your name into the next song I sing. Isn't that cute? It's adorable. If you tip $10, I'll send you a recording of the whole thing. If you tip, then I started to get crazy. I said, well, I may as well ask. $200. Like, I know. Look, you have to think big in your life. $200, I'll write you a song. You tell me what you want it to be about, and I'll write you a ukulele song. It'll be like a minute, 90 seconds. But it'll be yours. And I'll record it on video, and I'll send you an MP3, and it'll be yours, and you can love it and squeeze it, and you know what I'm saying. But then I got to thinking the other day, then let's throw a $10,000 tip in there. I'll fly to your house, and we'll do a house party. And I'll even talk about the law of attraction if you want to, for up to 20 of your friends, or the entire house party. You got to throw it out, because what? Some person might come by, might really like the ukulele, might really be a fan of The Secret, might really have a lot, stacks of $1,000 bills sitting around going, what am I going to do with these today? Oh, if only there was a ukulele house party I could, what? Could happen. It could happen. I'm not listening to you Debbie Downers. Actually, I'm pushing the headphones even more in my ear, so if you were saying anything, I'd hear you more. Let's take a brief intermission, shall we? Now that you know all about my stuff. There's more, but I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take a break, and I'm going to push a magic button that I normally don't push during a live broadcast. And it's the turning off or turning on of autofocus on my webcam. Why, Bob? Because you know what? I think I have to figure out the music for it. Sure, this one. A long time ago, we looked at pictures, and I just found a folder full of pictures of me as a child, and I know that's why you come here. So I'm going to share a few of them with you right now, and I don't know which order to send them in, to show them in, so I may as well just start with this one. That's me decorating the Christmas tree, wiggling my butt. Here's me after a violin concert, holding my breath or something. Isn't that nice? All right, let's check this dude out. I think I've showed you this picture before, and I have let you know that there's an unfortunate name for that thing around my neck, and it is called a dickie. Let's move on. Here's my hair in the 9th grade. Yep, that's right. It took me a long time to get ready for school. What's the shirt say, Bob? It says, Christians do it by the book. That's what it says. And there's me in 7th grade, the one time I played sports. And you can just look at me and go, guy's not a basketball player. Right? I'm not a ginger. Why is everybody saying these are just old photographs. People keep saying, I didn't know you had red hair. I don't, and I didn't, and I never did. These are from this is like the best Christmas ever. You know how you always, this is the best, I think truly, if I look back on my whole life, I mean, I jokingly say it every year, right? But I think this, as far as the experience of Christmas, probably the best Christmas ever. This was my Star Wars Christmas. So this would have been probably 1978. And I was a nut, just like, a lot of people my age. There was a time when I had virtually everything you could buy that was Star Wars. It's not like now. It was possible. Look at this. I got some sort of weird, I'm going into another dimension. I didn't pay for these special effects. That'll happen when the sun moves. Anyway, so look at that. We've got my giant, my oversized C-3PO, R2-D2. That sun clock is so burned into my memory, right? I mean, I grew up with it as a child. What else I got there? Chewbacca, Darth Vader, right? I think getting the big Darth Vader was probably a Christmas highlight, too. Now, if you look right there, I have to start the music again when it stops. When you look right there, that is a 12-string guitar waiting to be opened by me. My very first. I do look like I have red hair. I know. Okay, I do look like I have red hair. I have to admit right there. But look, I don't. I didn't. Oh, check this dude. Now, is this the coolest of cool? I wish I had those glasses today. I would so be wearing those instead of these right now. Lynn would be, she wouldn't let me outside. Is it fun watching me rummage through, I actually have several of these pictures of the fitness time, but I'm not showing you these. Here's something I miss. Sky chair. Hanging chair. And that is at my grandmother's lake on Lake Norman, which I have visited many times in Google Earth VR since then. And I remember going there by myself one time, just sort of my own little sabbatical. And I took the sky chair with me and hung it up, and I just would hang out there over the lake, and it was so quiet and so awesome, and I remember it as if it happened yesterday. All right, well, I don't know what compelled me to share. I mean, look, I got a whole folder, but I don't think that's why you showed up today. Why did you show up today? You missed me, right? That's what I'm going to have to tell myself. Because, okay, now I have to turn autofocus back off because that popping in and out stuff. Oh, it gets my dander up. Now, see, I chose a very bad time of day to do this because I didn't count. And the slats, what's happening is the slats are coming through the blinds, and they're creating this crazy, they're making me invisible, basically, so. The lake was plumb full of hush to the brim. Jane, that is wonderfully poetic. Yeah, so Diane, I do Google Earth VR, which means I put on the headset and I run Google Earth, which is now available in virtual reality, and then I fly to wherever and sit in her yard and look up at her house, my grandmother's house, and I'm there. The graphics, when you're down on the ground level, you're looking at satellite and plane pictures, but still, you get the vibe. It's very cool. I just can't even. What a segue. What a great segue. Because guess what? This is a preview of coming attractions. I don't have coming attraction noise, so here's just applause in anticipation of what I'm about to say. We were just talking about virtual reality, which definitely makes Oh, Robert Service. It's a line from one of his poems. I've never heard of Robert Service, but thank you, Robert Service, for the poetic line that Jane said. So I just spoke about virtual reality, and I have, I'm a huge proponent, big fan of it. I've talked about it on this show many times. I've talked about it on your phone. I've talked about it on the HTC Vive and Oculus Rift and all these different platforms. And one of the things that I have shared with you is, you're going, not with me. Oh yes, if you'd watch this show, yes. You can binge on it. Go get the Bob Doyle Show app and binge on Bob, which the initials are Bob. See, so it's like this infinite loop. That's how I know I'm supposed to do this. Boy, I derailed myself again. I totally have no idea what I was talking about. I love that. Well, all right, I do have one other thing, but man, that's not what somebody help me. But see, the thing is now I have to wait until, oh yeah, virtual reality. So here's what I'm going to do next week. I'm going to do a series, and you don't have to watch it live because I know you guys have lives or something, whatever. But I'm going to go live throughout the course of next week and demonstrate some of the meditation virtual reality apps. So if you think about it, virtual reality, right? It's like you're there. That's the idea. So these meditation apps are, in general, they're various forms of, we're going to take you to this place, give you this environment, play you this music, maybe give you some guided meditation, and it'll seem like you're there in the environment. So I just wanted to share those things with you over the course of next week, but I had a dilemma. What's the dilemma, Bob? Well, it's a production dilemma. Whatever your name is who just asked me that question. I've gone live on VR a few times, and it's really awkward because I don't use this setup. I have to have this all has to be put away so that I have the full room to do the VR. So when I've been doing virtual reality live broadcasts, I'm standing there hunched over my computer with bad lighting, the helmet on my head, looking like a goober, going, okay, I'm about to go in live, and da-da-da, and then I put it on, and then I go in live, and whatever. Then you see the video. So I thought, I can't do that for this meditation thing. I got to do something better. So I thought, Bob, just produce the opening ahead of time. And then when the opening is done, it can just automatically go to you live in virtual reality. Is that brilliant or what, ladies and gentlemen? I know that you're brilliant. I'm going to give you a preview of one of these openings. See, this is like a behind the scenes. This very opening will probably be the first one I share next week, and it'll go live. You'll have already seen it. You'll be on the inside. How cool is that? No one else can say that. Even the people who watch the replay, they'll be able to say, well, I saw it on a replay first. It's not the same as those of you being live. Let's check it out. It starts with a little goofy opening with me in the corner. Oh, the music, the special effects. It's time for some kind of crazy high-tech thing, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Bob Doyle Show Boundless Living VR segment thing. You know what I thought would be fun? What, Bob? Tell me what you think would be fun. Well, what I thought would be fun is if I spent, a week reviewing some meditation-based virtual reality applications. Meditation, Bob? What are you talking about? How can you meditate in virtual reality? Well, that's a fair question, and it's one that I want to answer in this series of broadcasts. Now, here's the secret. As you watch this right now, in this moment, I am standing in a virtual headset, virtual reality headset, somewhere in the middle of my room, which is totally not in the configuration it's in right now. Because this right here is a recording. But I'm going live in just a second. I'm going live, so I will walk you through these virtual reality programs while we're live and connected, and then that way you can make comments or ask questions or whatever. We can have a conversation. Isn't that fun and clever? Okay, great. So the first one I want to talk about is called House of Meditation, and it's similar to a lot of the others in its basic structure, which is choose from a series of different environments. In this case, you can choose to be taught meditation, actually have guided meditation. Not all of them have that. So this has a lot of really cool, interesting environments in it. And just to address the whole idea of doing meditation in virtual reality, and I'm sure I'll say this on every one of these episodes, including what I just said and that, is that, yes, generally you close your eyes when you meditate, but don't you also in life? Okay, I'm not going to let you see the whole thing. So what do you think? Now, see, that we really twisted time on that one. I told you about what I was doing, so you heard a recording that was telling you that it was live, that I was like, oh, I can't even do the math on this one. I think we created some kind of rip in the continuum. I'm pretty sure we just did that together. Again, replay viewers, they can't really say that they were part of it, but you guys were. But look, replay viewers, I love you so much, and I'm sorry that you couldn't be here live. But anyway, so yeah, what do you think? What do you about the studio? See, because I'm looking at season 2 for the Bob Doyle Show. Haven't mentioned that yet, because in theory this should be it. But haven't done anything because I wanted to do like an upgrade to the studio, and so I was playing with that design idea. I like the whole show the video over there. I don't know. I'm breaking my arm, patting myself on the back for that one. Okay, can I just be honest? I like it. It's amazing what you can do with your computer. And a little bit of creativity, my friends. Don't make Terry. Look. I know that your head exploding sounds fun, but man, there's another side to it, which I'm telling you, you don't want to go down. All right, so this whole weird trippy, what is going? That's just so crazy. This shirt is weird. It's blue. It's so blue. It is so completely not the color of the green screen behind me. And yet, if the lighting isn't just right, you see through this like this. Okay, I have one more announcement for you. One more fun announcement for you. And this is where we get in. I'm just about to show it, Dawn. I'm just about to show it. Dawn says, if they saw the Bob Doyle live vid, they would be in awe. Well, you're about to. So the last fun announcement I have is around this new service that I'm offering, which is my remote speaking, which I have to find the page, which looks a little like this. And you can find this at bobdoylelive.com. And the whole idea, and I think I've shared this with you before, the whole idea is that, look, well, you know what? I'm not even going to tell you the idea because this video that I'm going to show you is going to tell you the idea. So here's why I'm sharing this with you. So this video here is something I did for fun. Now look, I really want to have a different level conversation with you. Now, this isn't about me. Showing you this video is not about selling you the service. It is about running something by you about this video. Okay. So this video was done by me a couple of days ago in a couple of hours for fun. I was 75% sure that I would use it to share this service, but I wasn't 100% sure. And you'll see that I'm playing with some technology here, so I really was more playing with it, seeing, can I really pull this off? Will it work? And so I did sort of a working test of will this concept that I'm sharing with you, will it work? And so I wrote it really quickly, and it's just my typical Bob Doyle goofy sense of humor. And it's 4.5 minutes. A quote-unquote marketing video shouldn't be that long unless there's a really good reason. And in true Bob Doyle style, there's a lot of stuff in here that is just me. It's just for humor. That's all it is. It's just not even, And so when I show, and I'm wearing a hoodie. So when I showed Lynn, she was so distraught that I had done this thing that she thought was really great, except it was way too long, and I'm wearing a hoodie. She's like, why are you wearing, you couldn't have worn something nicer, like, the purple shirt or whatever, this thing. And I'm like, well, number one, I didn't think it all the way through. It did occur to me, and this very shirt, was just across the room. It would have taken me 30 seconds to put it on. But man, that rebel mind of mine is like, nope, I'm doing it this way, and that's it. So I'm going to show it to you now, all 4.5 minutes. I would love for the number of viewers to not drop. I would love it. I can't guarantee it. I'm not going to make it mean anything or hurt my feelings. But I sure would love it if it didn't drop. All right, let's take a look. Hey, good morning. I'm looking for Mr. Poop Taker. Oh, thanks. Hello. So who are you? I'm Bob Doyle. The secret guy. Yeah, I guess. Well, have a seat. Thanks. What can I do for you? Well, I wanted to talk to you about getting an animated video done to explain this remote speaking service I've got going.
Remote speaking? What? Is such a thing even possible?
Well, sure.
I'm intrigued.
Great.
You got me.
Okay.
Hook, line, and sinker, baby. Remote speaking. Love it. Now, what is it?
Okay, so you know how people hire speakers?
Boy, do I.
So there's the fee and all the cost of travel and promotion and getting people to buy tickets sometimes.
Don't I know it? You're preaching to the choir, kid.
Okay, so instead of that, I'm offering remote speaking services where I can talk to a group via live stream technology.
Genius! What's live stream?
Seriously, you make videos for the internet, you're not aware of live streaming.
What is it?
Okay, well, it's a way for me to talk to audiences over the internet,
Yeah.
virtually.
You lost me.
It's like I'm there because I can interact, I can take questions and all of that, but I'm just not physically there. I'm connected to them via a live video feed, and so they're also connected to me, so I can see them just like they can see me.
Did I say genius before? 'Cause that's what this is.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
So I want to make an animated video that kind of makes it easy to understand what I'm doing.
What's so complicated? You're connected via live stream technology. They broadcast the whole thing on a big screen, and they aim a webcam at their audience, so it's a two-way deal. The company saves money. The people save money. They can watch from anywhere, I'd imagine.
Catch on quick?
And then you can offer it at a mere fraction of what it would normally be to have you speak live.
Well, it wouldn't be an, in quotes, mere fraction. It would truly be a fraction. Never mind.
So what do you need a video for? You want to turn this into some kind of cartoon where there's you and this webcam on one end and then this white screen and then like an arrow draws a picture of, I don't know, the internet and then more people and more arrows. Why are you complicating this?
Well, I just want the video to be something different, but I still want it to say what the whole service is.
Which is?
Well, we don't just have to do a typical 90-minute keynote.
You don't? Explain yourself, sir.
Okay, well, because no one is traveling, and we're using technology that literally can be ready at a moment's notice, so we can actually offer a whole bunch of different speaking or training packages for literally any budget.
So hang on a second. What you're telling me is that people can hire a highfalutin talker like yourself
Yes.
at pennies on the dollar.
Okay, very big discount, yes.
Okay, got it. You don't want an animated video.
I don't.
Nah. You want action
Action?
with a hint of sexuality.
Well, hang on.
Hey, who's the professional here?
I'm truly not clear on that right now.
At least an explosion. One explosion. That'd cinch the deal for me.
An explosion
An explosion!
to sell remote speaking.
I love it. Look, make yourself a webpage. List out all the reasons people'd be a dadgum fool not to hire you.
Well,
And then just enjoy the ride of your life, my friend, as you and your message reach more people than you ever thought imaginable.
yeah.
Look, kid, you didn't want to use animation anyway.
Well, I kind of did.
Very expensive. Too expensive. Very expensive animation. Very expensive.
And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You can clap if you want. See, I have to feed myself applause. That's the sad state of affairs. But at least I can. You know, that's the beauty of sound effects. If you just got low self-esteem, you can just, download it. Self-esteem. I self-esteem. It's an app. So, explosions. And I like the car crash. That's even better than an explosion. If I ever do it again, I think car crash has got to be in there. That's pretty funny to me. I don't know why it's even funnier than explosion is. But you win, Nori. All right, so see, the question is, so you see, it's long. It's long, and there's a lot of information that is just not it's not pertinent to someone making a decision as to whether or not they want to bring me in this format to teach their group. The information's in there. The question is, will they watch that, or am I just losing them because I'm just being too silly? That's the question. And I'm asking you, my council of 10, who did not leave. So big, huge applause for you guys for making me feel so special. Like the prettiest girl at the prom. I can promise you, I can assure you I've never said those words in that order before. Okay. All right, so see, Dawn says it's pertinent because it shows my personality. That, see, that's my justification. I'm always like, see, we're always back and forth on this. Because I always just trust my gut, my intuition, which is super silly. It's why it takes me no time to write emails, no time to write and produce videos, because it's like, I'm doing this. It's my blurt of creative vomiting. And it's just like, that's what came through me, so that's what it's supposed to be. That's how I sit. And it leaves very little room for constructive criticism on the outside, which is not necessarily a good thing. It's not necessarily a good thing. But I go ahead and live with no, that's what flowed through me, and so that must be what's divinely they're supposed to work. And unless it bugs me, but I will say, I got to say, it took the wind out of my sails a little bit when she said that about, because I really started to second guess, all right, the hoodie, I shouldn't have done it. Because people are trying to hire a professional. But professionals wear everyday street clothes sometimes too. Professionals come in off the street to ask about animated videos, right? Happens all the time. Anyway, if you're watching this replay, I'm getting fantastic feedback from you guys. And Dan, you missed it. I would have loved your feedback, Dan. Thank you, Richard. So you guys are all, but see, you guys watch, you like the show, or enough to sit here and watch this. So the question is, will that translate? I'm willing to try it. I haven't, like I said, I haven't put it out there yet, except for you guys and then some people in my group coaching program. Because my confidence was shaken a little when Lynn said that about this shirt. And Lynn, if you're listening, don't feel bad. That's just me. That's my own insecurity about creative. I have a sensitive streak about creative criticism, and that's just me. It's a teenage wound. I know where it came from, and I'm working on it. So Louise says the hoodie makes you seem friendly and approachable, right? That's what I thought. Who wouldn't like this guy? It's not like I'm wearing the hoodie looking all mysterious. I'm just back. Oh, well, there's a breeze out there. I was just walking my cute puppy. Thought I'd come in here and get an animated video. And Terry, I think, I'm telling you, you're right. Not the purple shirt again. That guy, that brand, this dude, so 3 years ago, right? Oh, well, what are you going to do? Oh, well, okay. Oh, well, Dan, that's the beauty of replays. You missed it, but it's okay because, you can come back and watch it. But again, if you weren't here for the whole time, there's things you missed, Dan. I'm sorry. Now that I think about it, wow, it's too bad. And if you watch the replay, you'll know what I'm talking about. Well, I agree, Bruno. I agree. It should be the essence of what I say and not what I look like when I say it. Believe me, I am, when I went to Bulgaria and spoke, my shoes were so uncomfortable, I wanted to just take them off just so I could be comfortable and be, like be there. Instead of at all thinking, but can't do that, blah, 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 blah. Yes, the purple shirt is nice, but I need new pictures overall in general, and when I take new pictures, they're going to have much more personality. These were Lynn's pictures, by the way. All these purple shirt tie pictures that you see out and about, this was part of Lynn's photo shoot that she invited me to take a few pictures on. So there's no big close-ups of me. They're all further away, so that's why if you go to bobdoylelive.com, which is where this page is, you will notice that the picture's a little fuzzy. But we're going to fix all that. I'm going to get new pictures one of these days. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what that means. It means that I didn't queue up my closer correctly. So I'm going to fix that right now. We're going to do this properly. Hold on. All right. Now, let's closing the show, take 2. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching The Bob Doyle Show, and it has been my pleasure to bring it to you. And I hope that you will consider watching The Bob Doyle Show the next time I do The Bob Doyle Show, whenever that may be. I'll be, sending out notifications and things like that I do. And you can choose to, boy, that's a big face. You can choose to ignore them or act on them. I personally love it when you act on them. Alrighty? You all have a wonderful weekend.
It's the Bob Doyle Show.